on saving time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to delve into the timeless wisdom that echoes through the ages, much like the profound insights shared by Seneca with his dear friend Lucilius. Now imagine, if you will, that life is a grand symphony and we are all dancers moving to the rhythm of the universe. Seneca in his musings invites us to unbind ourselves from the constraints of time and seize each moment as it unfolds. The dance of existence, he suggests, should not be marred by stolen moments, squandered opportunities, or the careless release of precious time. Consider for a moment the deep realization that our most regrettable losses often stem from our own forgetfulness. We find ourselves engrossed in the dance of life, yet a significant portion is spent in pursuits that lack purpose, in idleness, or in endeavors that offer little meaning. Can we then find among us dancers someone who truly understands the beauty of the dance, comprehends the worth of each step, and embraces the natural flow of our mortal journey? Many fear the future steps, but let me assure you a substantial part of the dance towards life's inevitable crescendo has already been choreographed. The years behind us are like notes already played, held in the embrace of the cosmic dance. So let us heed the call to embrace every fleeting movement. Face the challenges of the dance floor today, and you'll find that the rhythm of tomorrow becomes a harmonious continuation. Life's dance is a fluid, ever-changing melody, and as we flow through its movements, time, like the music, accelerates. Contemplate that nothing truly belongs to us except the dance itself. Nature has endowed us with this ephemeral, elusive experience, susceptible to being embraced by any soul willing to dance. It's a paradox. We readily accumulate inconsequential steps, yet often overlook our indebtedness when granted the most precious choreography. Time, a debt even gratitude cannot fully repay. Now, if you're curious about how I, as one who dances through these ideas, embody these rhythms, let me share openly. My dance, like yours, finds balance. I won't claim to be a master choreographer, but I can certainly elucidate where my movements are directed and why my dance aligns with those who navigate their steps through limited means, not of their own making. Now remember this. Your dance is not impoverished if what remains allows you to continue moving. Safeguard the beauty of your dance and begin early. As those who have danced before us believed, it's too late to change the steps when you find yourself at the twilight of the dance. The remaining movements may be few and the quality may vary, but each step is part of the cosmic choreography. Congratulations on reaching this moment in the dance. May your journey ahead be a dance of purpose, and may you savor every step, for it is in the dance that we truly find the music of life. Dance on, my friends, on discursiveness in reading. Judging by the tenor of your expressions and the resonance of your thoughts, I am inclined to form a favorable prognosis regarding your future. I observe with admiration that you do not succumb to the tumultuous lure of constant movement, a distraction symptomatic of a disordered spirit. In my estimation, the true hallmark of a well-ordered mind manifests in an individual's capacity to linger in one place and find solace in their own company. However, a word of caution. Immerse yourself judiciously in the multitude of authors and literary works at your disposal, for an excessive breadth of knowledge may breed a discursive and unsteady mind. It is imperative that you dwell amongst a select few master thinkers, savoring and assimilating their wisdom, allowing ideas to take root firmly in your consciousness. Wandering indiscriminately among a plethora of authors is akin to traversing nowhere. A person engrossed in perpetual foreign travel accumulates many acquaintances but lacks genuine friendships. The same holds true for those who peruse numerous authors hastily without delving into the depths of any single one. Just as food offers no sustenance if it exits the stomach immediately after ingestion, and as a cure is hindered by incessant shifts in medication, a wound refuses to heal when subjected to the application of one salve after another. A plant too frequently moved struggles to grow strong. There is nothing so efficacious that can flourish amid constant transience, and in the realm of reading, indulging in an excess of books proves to be a source of distraction. Given that the abundance of books exceeds your capacity to read them all, it suffices to possess only as many books as you can genuinely engage with. You may express the desire to delve into one book and then another, but I posit that to toy with myriad literary dishes is indicative of an overly refined appetite. The array, though manifold and diverse, may satiate but fails to nourish. Therefore focus your attention on standard authors, and when the need for variety arises, return to those familiar tomes you have previously read. Cultivate the habit of acquiring daily nuggets of wisdom that fortify you against the adversities of life, poverty, and mortality. After perusing myriad thoughts, select one for thorough digestion each day. In adhering to my personal custom, I lay claim to a portion of the many things I have read. Today's thought, a gem I unearthed in the philosophy of Epicurus, is particularly noteworthy. Permit me to tread into the enemy's camp, not as a deserter, but as a scout to share his wisdom. Contented poverty is an honorable estate. Indeed, when it is genuinely content, it ceases to be poverty at all. It is not the individual with scant possessions who is impoverished, but rather the one who incessantly craves more. The magnitude of one's accumulations, be they in the vault or the warehouse, the size of flocks or the robustness of dividends, matters little if the individual covets their neighbor's property and evaluates not past gains, but rather anticipates future acquisitions. To ascertain the proper limit to wealth, one must first possess what is necessary, and second what is enough. On true and false friendship. You've dispatched a letter to me through the intermediary of a so-called friend. However, in the very next breath you caution me against divulging all matters that concern you, asserting that even you refrain from such confidences. In essence, within the same communication, you both affirm and deny this individual's status as your friend. If by our common usage you employ the term friend in a manner akin to how we address all election candidates as honorable gentlemen, or casually greet those whose names momentarily escape us with a "my dear sir," then so be it. But if you extend the label of friend to someone you don't trust as implicitly as yourself, you're profoundly mistaken and have yet to grasp the true essence of genuine friendship. I advocate discussing everything with a friend, but before friendship solidifies, judgment must precede trust. It's a grave misstep to, as some do, transgress the wisdom of Theophrastus, forming a judgment of a person after befriending them instead of establishing friendship following a fair assessment. Take ample time to contemplate whether you'll admit a specific individual into your inner circle. But once you decide to embrace them, do so with unwavering openness. Speak as candidly with them as you would with your inner self. Regarding yourself, while it's ideal to live in a manner that you trust your own self with nothing that you wouldn't entrust to your enemy, certain matters dictated by convention remain veiled. In such instances, at least share all your worries and reflections with a friend. Regard them as loyal, and in doing so you'll cultivate their loyalty. Some, in their fear of deception, inadvertently teach their friends to deceive, granting them the implicit right to wrongdoing. Why should I withhold any words in the presence of my friend? When in their company, should I not regard myself as alone? There's a group of individuals who disclose to anyone they encounter matters that should only be revealed to trusted friends, offloading whatever burdens them onto unsuspecting listeners. Conversely, there are those who out of mistrust hesitate to confide even in their closest confidants, reaching a point where they'd scarcely trust themselves, burying their secrets deep within. Both approaches are flawed. It is equally amiss to trust everyone and to trust no one, but the former, I venture to say, is more ingenuous, while the latter is more secure. Similarly, you should admonish two types of individuals, the incessantly restless and those perpetually at ease. A love for commotion does not equate to industriousness. It's merely the unsettled state of a mind pursued. True repose does not manifest in condemning all activity as mere vexation. That form of repose is nothing more than slackness and inertia. Consider this adage extracted from my perusal of Pomponius. Some men withdraw into dark corners to such an extent that they see dimly even in daylight. No one should strike a balance between these inclinations. Those who seek repose should also engage in action, and those who act should find moments of repose. Consult with nature on this matter. She'll tell you she has fashioned both day and night. On the terrors of death, continue on the path you have initiated and hasten your progress so that you may revel in the prolonged satisfaction of a refined mind at peace with itself. Undoubtedly, you will find pleasure during the time spent enhancing your mind and fostering inner tranquility, but a distinctly different joy awaits when contemplation emerges from a mind cleansed of every stain, shining brilliantly. Recall, if you will, the joy you experienced when shedding the garments of boyhood, donning the toga of a man, and being escorted to the forum. Yet anticipate an even greater joy when you cast away the mindset of boyhood and wisdom enrolls you among men. It is not boyhood that clings to us, but something more insidious, boyishness. This condition is especially grave because it couples the authority of old age with the follies of boyhood and even the foibles of infancy. Boys fear trivialities, children fear shadows, and we well into adulthood fear both. Your task is simple: advance. In doing so, you will comprehend that some things are less fearsome precisely because they initially inspire great fear. No evil is significant if it is the ultimate evil of all. Death approaches a thing to dread if it could linger, but death must either not come at all or come and pass away. But you may argue it is challenging to cultivate a mindset that scorns life. However, do you not observe how trivial reasons drive individuals to scorn life? One hangs himself before the door of his lover, another throws himself from a rooftop to escape the taunts of an ill-tempered master, a third, fleeing arrest after elopement, drives a sword into his own vitals. Do you not believe that virtue would be as efficacious as excessive fear? A serene life eludes those who fixate too much on its duration or view living through numerous consulships as a great blessing. Recite this thought daily to be able to depart from life contentedly, for many individuals cling desperately to life, much like those carried down a rushing stream, clutch and cling to briars and sharp rocks. Most people oscillate in misery between the fear of death and the hardships of life. They are unwilling to live, yet they are unsure how to die. For this reason, make life agreeable to yourself as a whole by banishing all worries about it. No possession renders its possessor happy unless their mind reconciles with the possibility of loss. Nothing, however, is lost with less discomfort than that which, when lost, cannot be missed. Encourage and fortify your spirit against the misfortunes that afflict even the mightiest. Consider the fate of Pompey determined by a boy and a eunuch, or that of Crassus sealed by a cruel and insolent Parthian. Gaius Caesar ordered Lepidus to bare his neck for the acts of the tribune Dexter, and he himself offered his own throat to Caria. No one has ever been so elevated by fortune that she did not threaten him as greatly as she had previously favored him. Do not trust her apparent calm. In an instant the sea is stirred to its depths. The very day the ships shine in glory at the games they are engulfed. Contemplate that a highwayman or an enemy may cut your throat, and though he is not your master, every slave wields the power of life and death over you. Therefore, I declare to you, he is the Lord of your life who scorns his own. Think of those who have perished through domestic plots, slain either openly or through deceit. Just as many have been killed by angry slaves as by angry kings. What does it matter then how powerful the one is whom you fear when everyone possesses the power that instills your fear? But you may protest if you should happen to fall into the hands of the enemy, the conqueror will command that you be led away. Just to where you are already being led. Why do you willingly deceive yourself and now require me to tell you for the first time the fate you have long been laboring under? Take my word for it. Since the day you were born you have been led in that direction. Ponder this thought and others like it if you wish to remain calm as you await that final hour, the fear of which renders all preceding hours uneasy. But I must conclude my letter. Allow me to share with you a saying that resonated with me today. It too is borrowed from another man's garden. Poverty, when brought into conformity with the law of nature, is great wealth. Do you comprehend the limits set by that law of nature for us? Merely to stave off hunger, thirst, and cold. To banish hunger and thirst, you need not court the wealthy, endure their stern frowns or patronizing kindness, nor must you navigate treacherous seas or embark on military campaigns. Nature's necessities are easily procured and readily available. It is the superfluous things that cause men to toil, the superfluous things that wear our togas threadbare force us to grow old and camp and dash us upon foreign shores. That which is sufficient is at our fingertips. He who has made a fair pact with poverty is rich. On the philosopher's mean. I commend and rejoice in your steadfast commitment to your studies. It brings me joy to see that above all else you make it your daily endeavor to become a better person. I don't just encourage you to persist. I earnestly implore you to do so. That I caution you not to follow the lead of those who seek notoriety over improvement, engaging in actions designed to draw attention whether in dress or lifestyle choices. Avoid repellent attire, disheveled hair, and unkempt beard, a disdain for silver dishes or reclining on the bare earth. Any eccentric forms of self-display should be eschewed. The very name of philosophy pursued quietly, though it may be, is already subject to enough scorn. What would happen if we started distancing ourselves from the customs of our fellow humans? Inwardly we ought to be different in every respect, but our exterior should align with societal norms. Don't wear a toga that's too fine or too neglected. There's no need for silver plates encrusted in solid gold, but the absence of silver and gold doesn't prove a commitment to the simple life. Let's strive to maintain a higher standard of living than the masses, but not a contradictory one. Otherwise we risk frightening and repelling those whom we seek to uplift. We may dissuade them from imitating us in anything, fearing they might be compelled to imitate us in everything. Philosophy's primary offering is fellow feeling with all humans' sympathy and sociability. We deviate from our promise if we become too dissimilar to others. We must ensure that our means of seeking admiration are not absurd and odious. Our motto, as you know, is live according to nature. Yet it's entirely contrary to nature to torture the body, despise effortless elegance, purposefully be unclean, or consume food that is not just plain but revolting. As it is a sign of luxury to seek out delicacies, it is madness to avoid what is customary and can be obtained at a reasonable price. Philosophy advocates plain living, not penance. We can be plain and neat simultaneously. This is the mean I approve of. Our life should strike a happy balance between the ways of a sage and the ways of a world. Everyone should admire it, but they should also understand it. Now shall we act like other men? Shall there be no distinction between ourselves and the world? Yes, there should be a significant difference. Let people find that we are unlike the common herd when they look closely. If they visit our homes, they should admire us rather than our household appointments. A great person uses thin dishes as if they were silver, but equally great is the one who uses silver as if it were a thin. An unstable mind cannot endure well. Allow me to share today's insight from the writings of our Hikato. Limiting desires helps to cure fears. Cease to hope, he says, and you will cease to fear. You might wonder, how can such disparate things coexist? In this way, my dear Lucilius, although they seem at odds, they are truly united. Just as the same chain binds the prisoner and the soldier guarding him, hope and fear dissimilar as they are move in step together. Fear follows hope. I'm not surprised by their tandem progression. Both belong to a mind suspended fretting about the future. The chief cause of these ills is our failure to adapt to the present as our thoughts wander far ahead. Foresight, the noblest blessing of humanity, becomes perverted. Beasts avoid visible dangers, and once escaped, they are free from worry. However, we humans torment ourselves over what is to come as well as what is past. Many of our blessings bring harm, for memory recalls the torments of fear, while foresight anticipates them. The present alone cannot make a person wretched. On sharing knowledge, I sense, my dear Lucilius, a profound transformation within me, a reformation that goes beyond surface changes. Yet I refrain from declaring that I am entirely reformed or entertaining the hope that there are no remaining aspects in need of alteration. Numerous elements within me could be made more compact, refined, or brought into greater prominence. However, this very awareness of my imperfections serves as evidence that my spirit has undergone a positive metamorphosis. It can now recognize its own faults previously hidden. In certain instances, the sick are congratulated for realizing their own maladies. I wish to share with you this sudden metamorphosis within myself. Doing so would deepen my trust in our friendship, the true friendship that remains unbroken by hope, fear, or self-interest. It's the kind of friendship where men face death together. I can point to many who lack not a friend but a true friendship. Such a deficiency is impossible when souls drawn together by similar inclinations form an alliance of honorable desires. And why is it impossible? Because in such cases, individuals understand that they share everything, especially their troubles. You can hardly fathom the distinct progress I observe each day. When you express a desire for a share in the benefits I've found, I assure you that I am eager to bestow these privileges upon you. I am delighted to learn so that I may teach. Nothing, no matter how excellent or beneficial, will please me if I must keep the knowledge to myself. No good thing is truly enjoyable without friends to share it. I shall send you the actual books. To save you from the hassle of searching for profitable topics, I'll mark certain passages for you to turn to immediately, ones that I endorse and admire. Nevertheless, the loving voice and the intimacy of shared life will benefit you more than the written word. You must immerse yourself in the scene of action, because people trust their eyes more than their ears, and because the path is long if one follows precepts, but short and helpful if one follows patterns. Cleanthes could not have been the exact image of Zeno by merely listening to his lectures. He shared in Zeno's life, delved into his hidden purposes, and observed whether he lived according to his own principles. Plato, Aristotle, and the array of sages who each took a different path gained more from the character than the words of Socrates. It was an Epicurus classroom, but living together under the same roof, that molded Medrodorus, Hermarchus, and Polyaenus into great men. Hence I summon you not only for your own benefit, but so that you may also confer benefit. We can assist each other immensely. In the meantime, I owe you my small daily contribution. I'll share with you what pleased me today in the writings of Hikato. He said, "What progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself." This is indeed a significant benefit. Such a person can never be alone. You can be sure that such an individual is a friend to all mankind. On crowds. Do you ask me what you should steer clear of? I say crowds. For as of now you can't entrust yourself to them with peace of mind. Let me confess my own vulnerability, for I never return home the same person I ventured out as. Something within me once forced into tranquility gets disturbed. Some of the foes I vanquished make a comeback. Much like a convalescent unable to leave the house without risking a setback, we are affected as our souls recover from a lingering ailment. Mingling with the crowd is detrimental. There isn't a person who doesn't make some vice appealing to us or imprinted upon us or subtly taint us with it. Undoubtedly, the larger the crowd we immerse ourselves in, the greater the peril. But nothing undermines good character as much as the habit of lingering at public spectacles. For that is when vice creeps in through the avenue of pleasure. What do I mean? I mean that I return home more insatiable, more ambitious, more hedonistic, and even more callous and inhumane because I've been amidst humanity. I chanced upon a midday show expecting some amusement, wit, and relaxation and exhibition where eyes could take respite from the carnage. But it turned out to be quite the opposite. Previous contests were the epitome of compassion, but now all pretense is discarded and it's pure slaughter. There is no defensive armor. They are exposed to blows from all directions and no strike goes in vain. Many prefer this program to the usual matchups and the bouts by request. Of course they do. There's no helmet or shield to deflect the weapon. What's the need for defensive armor or skill? All these mean postponing death. In the morning they throw men to the lions and bears. At noon they throw them to the spectators. The spectators demand that the slayer face the man he's about to slay in turn, and they always reserve the latest conqueror for another round of butchering. Every fight concludes with death, and the means are fire and sword. This goes on while the arena is empty. You might argue, but he was a highway robber. He killed a man. And what of it? Even if as a murderer he deserved this punishment, what crime have you committed, my friend, that you should sit and witness this spectacle? The morning cry is kill him, lash him, burn him. Why does he face the sword so cowardly? Why does he strike so feeble? Why doesn't he die valiantly? Whip him to match his wounds. Let them exchange blows with chests bared and vulnerable to every strike. And during the intermission they announce a bit of throat cutting in the meantime so that there's still something going on. Do you not comprehend this truth, that a bad example affects the one showcasing it? Be thankful that you're teaching cruelty to someone incapable of learning to be cruel. The young character unable to hold firm to righteousness must be saved from the crowd. It's too easy to align with the majority. Even Socrates, Cato, and Lelius might have wavered in their moral strength amidst a dissimilar crowd. So true it is that none of us, no matter how much we cultivate our abilities, can withstand the impact of faults that approach with such a grand retinue. Much harm is done by a single instance of indulgence or greed. The familiar friend, if he's luxurious, imperceptibly weakens and softens us. The neighbor, if he's rich, stirs our covetousness. The companion, if he's slanderous, rubs off some of his rust upon us, even if we are spotless and sincere. What then do you think the effect will be on character when the world at large assails it? You must neither imitate the bad simply because they are many, or should you detest the many because they are unlike you. Withdraw into yourself as far as you can. Associate with those who will make a better person out of you. Welcome those who you yourself can improve. The process is mutual, for people learn while they teach. No need for excessive pride in showcasing your abilities to the public, luring you into seeking applause or acclaim. I'd be willing for you to do so if you had a repertoire that suited such a gathering, but as it stands, not one of them can truly understand you. Perhaps one or two individuals might come your way, but even they will need to be shaped and trained by you to comprehend your essence. You may ask, for what purpose did I learn all these things? But you need not fear that your efforts were in vain. You learned them for yourself. To end, let me share with you today's profound insights from the writings of Hecate. What progress have I made, you ask? I have begun to be a friend to myself. This was indeed a great benefit. Such a person can never be alone. Be assured that such an individual is a friend to all mankind. On the philosopher's seclusion. My dear friend, let us explore the wisdom of withdrawal and the pursuit of a life lived in accordance with our own conscience. You may question the tenets of my school, which implore a man to meet his end amidst the flurry of active work, and you ask, do you bid me shun the throng and withdraw from men? Allow me to elucidate my purpose. When I retreat, shut the door, and immerse myself in solitude, it is not an evasion of life, but a deliberate choice to enhance my ability to aid a greater multitude. My days are not spent in idleness. I dedicate a portion of the night to study, refusing to succumb to the sweet embrace of sleep until my eyes wearied and heavy compel me to rest. This solitude is not a repudiation of society, but a method to serve future generations. I pen down thoughts that may prove beneficial to those who follow, like medicinal prescriptions for the soul. These counsels, akin to healing salves, have been instrumental in addressing my own wounds, if not curing them entirely, at least preventing their further proliferation. I guide others towards the right path discovered late in my life when wearied with wandering. I exhort them to eschew the allure of popular approval and the gifts of chance. Life's offerings, often mistaken for fortunes, are but traps, luring us into precipitous ways that lead to inevitable falls. We believe we hold these gifts, yet it is they that grasp us. The pursuit of safety necessitates avoiding these deceptive gifts, these lime twigs of fortune's favor. I urge you avoid whatever pleases the throng, halt before the sneers of chance, for we, like dumb animals, are deceived by tempting hopes. Do not be ensnared. Choose the path of caution and skepticism. Embrace a sound and wholesome rule of life. Treat the body with rigor, indulging only as necessary for good health. The body should not be an impediment to the mind, but an obedient vessel. Eat to quell hunger, drink to satisfy thirst, dress to ward off the cold, and shelter yourself against discomfort. All in moderation. You may wonder, where are the gifts of fortune? I tell you, the true gift lies in the self-discipline to resist their allure. Despise the unnecessary trappings of wealth and adornment. Focus on the soul, for it alone is worthy of wonder. Let your self-worth be derived from internal virtues, not external possessions. In closing this introspective communion with myself, and the recorded wisdom for future generations is, I believe, a greater service than my appearance in court, my endorsement of a will, or my assistance in the Senate. These liminal moments of solitude away from the throng serve a purpose far beyond what may appear on the surface. As I conclude, let me contribute to our exchange, this time with words from Epicurus. If you would enjoy real freedom, you must be the slave of philosophy. The emancipation that philosophy offers is instantaneous. Submitting to her service is the true path to freedom. Why do I quote Epicurus? Are these not universal truths, common property for all to ponder? Allow me to share a verse from Publilius. But is it not true that poets and philosophers often echo each other's wisdom? I close with this. What chance has made yours is not really yours. May you find resonance in these words, my friend, for the good that could be given can be removed. On philosophy and friendship. My dear friend, let us delve into the teachings of Epicurus and explore the concept of the wise man's self-sufficiency and the paradox of desiring friendships. In one of his letters, Epicurus challenges those who assert that the wise man, being self-sufficient, has no need for companionship. This critique is directed at those who believe in a supreme good embodied by a soul impervious to feelings. The challenge lies in translating the Greek term for lack of feeling into Latin, where it can be interpreted in ways contrary to our intention. The goal is to express a soul that rejects sensations of evil, not a soul incapable of enduring adversity. Instead of summarily rendering it as impatience, we contemplate phrases like a soul that cannot be harmed or a soul entirely beyond the realm of suffering. Diverging from other schools, Epicurus suggests that our ideal wise man feels troubles but overcomes them, while their wise man does not even acknowledge them. However, both acknowledge the idea that the wise man is self-sufficient. He may desire friends, neighbors, and associates not out of necessity, but to practice friendship, allowing his noble qualities to flourish. The self-sufficient sage, content with a part of himself even in physical impairment, exemplifies a profound understanding. He does not long for lost parts, but prefers not to lose them, displaying an acceptance rooted in self-sufficiency. It is crucial to distinguish between winning a new friend and maintaining an established friendship. Attaining a new friend is likened to the joy of sowing, while preserving an existing friendship is akin to reaping. The process of forming new connections is as delightful as the absorption of an artist in their work. Now turning to the question of why the wise man desires friends, Epicurus rejects the utilitarian approach of having friends solely for practical advantages. The true purpose lies in the shared enjoyment of life, experiencing the pleasure of companionship rather than viewing friendships as transactions. While the wise man is self-sufficient for a happy existence, he craves friendships not to live happily, but to share his joy with others. The supreme good is developed internally, and the wise man can retreat into himself, reminiscent of Jupiter's introspection during the dissolution of the world. Epicurus emphasizes that the wise man, despite being self-sufficient, benefits from friends as they contribute to the richness of his life. It is a symbiotic relationship, where the sage, while content in solitude, appreciates the inherent attractiveness of friendship, drawn to it by natural inclinations. In essence, the wise man seeks friends not for external gain, but to share in the intrinsic beauty of friendship. His self-sufficiency is not a withdrawal from the world, but a source of strength, allowing him to appreciate and cultivate meaningful connections. Imagine the wise man as a masterful artist painting the canvas of his life. His self-sufficiency is akin to the artist absorbed in the act of creation, finding joy not just in the finished masterpiece, but in the very process of painting. This wise painter, living life as a work of art, recognizes the beauty of solitude and introspection. Like a solitary brushstroke on a canvas, he values the moments of self-reflection that contribute to the grand masterpiece of his existence. In the dance of life, the wise man moves gracefully, much like a skilled dancer on a stage. He may be content dancing alone, but he appreciates the beauty of shared choreography. Friendship to him is a dance where each participant contributes to the harmonious movements, adding depth and richness to the overall performance. The wise dancer knows that the joy of the dance lies not just in the individual steps, but in the shared rhythm with others. Consider the wise man as a seasoned gardener tending to the garden of his soul. His self-sufficiency is the fertile soil, allowing the seeds of wisdom to flourish. That he welcomes the presence of other unique plants in the garden of life, each adding its own colors and fragrances. Like a skilled horticulturist, he understands that diversity enhances the beauty of the garden, and each friendship is a unique bloom contributing to the overall splendor. In the realm of music, the wise man conducts the symphony of his life. His self-sufficiency is the conductor's mastery, orchestrating the various elements to create a harmonious melody. Yet he values the collaborative nature of music, where different instruments contribute to the richness of the composition. Friendship to him is like a melodic collaboration, each friend playing a distinct instrument, enriching the overall symphony of existence. In this context, the wise man is like a wave, aware of its oneness with the entire ocean. His self-sufficiency is the realization that he is not just a single wave, but an integral part of the vast undulating sea of existence. In the theater of life, the wise man is both the actor and the audience. His self-sufficiency allows him to play various roles with equanimity, understanding the transient nature of each part. Like a skilled actor, he embraces the immersive experience of life, knowing that the drama unfolds not just in the spotlight, but in the interplay of all characters on the stage. The wise man, living life as a cosmic dance, recognizes that the steps are both individual and collective, and the music is a symphony of interconnected melodies. His friendships are not just connections but harmonies in the grand cosmic composition. Understand that life is not a problem to be solved but a mystery to be lived, and in this mystery, the dance of self-sufficiency and shared connection unfolds. In closing, Epicurus' wisdom aligns with the Stoic philosophy, where the self-sufficient sage can carry his inner riches unscathed through the fires of life. Both schools emphasize that true happiness comes from within, and external circumstances do not define one's well-being. On living to oneself, all the cosmic dance of existence unfolds, and your inclination towards solitude becomes not just a retreat, but a waltz with the universe itself. Picture yourself standing on the shores of your own consciousness, waves of thoughts crashing against the rocks of self-reflection. You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. As you commune with yourself, consider it a dance with the eternal, now a syncopation of your being with the rhythm of the cosmos. I often marveled at the idea that you are not separate from the universe. You are a manifestation of it, an integral note in the universal symphony. Reflect on the tale of Crates and the young man communing with himself. This cautionary tale transforms into an invitation to dance with solitude consciously. It's not about isolation. It's about understanding that in your solitude, you're not separate from the ebb and flow of life, but intimately connected to it. Your strength and self-awareness become a manifestation of what we call the real you. You're not a stranger to yourself. You're authentically you, a unique expression in the grand theater of existence. I would applaud the realization that true individuality is not found in the opinions of others, but in the authentic expression of your being. And in the realm of prayers, I would encourage prayers that seek not just personal harmony, but an understanding of the interconnected dance of life. Your communion with the divine is not a whispered secret. It's in alignment with the open truth of existence. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Now the gift. Athenodorus' wisdom. Know that thou art freed from all desires when thou hast reached such a point that thou prayest to God for nothing except what thou canst pray for openly. This becomes an invitation to liberate yourself from the complexities of desires that shroud the simplicity of the present moment. In the grand cosmic ball, your solitude, reflections, and prayers merge into a dance with the universe. You are a function of what the whole universe is doing, in the same way that a wave is a function of what the whole ocean is doing. Your dance is not separate. It's an integral part of the cosmic choreography. On the blush of modesty, all the dance of the human spirit, my dear friend, unfolds in the symphony of interactions. Your companion and I shared words, and from the depths of his being emerged a spirit vibrant with potential. His initial words were not a rehearsed script, but an unguarded expression, a glimpse into the core of his understanding. Life as a continuous improvisational dance resonates with the philosophy that each moment offers a unique melody to which we respond. In the exploration of life's unpredictability, existence is a dance where one must flow with the rhythm of the present. The blush that adorned his countenance, far from a mark of weakness, echoed the vitality of youth and the warmth of his spirit. Such bodily reactions are not flaws but manifestations of the organic nature of being. In the dance of life, these physical responses are akin to the body harmonizing with the ever-changing music of the moment. Here's where the wisdom of Epicurus becomes a guide to the dance floor of existence. The counsel to cherish some men of high character takes a profound turn. It's not merely about emulation, but about recognizing that life is a collaborative dance, a shared rhythm. The notion of cherishing a mentor becomes an invitation to engage in a dance with someone who not only serves as an external model but as a dance partner in the grand choreography of life. Picture this guiding figure not as an external ruler but as a dance companion moving with you in the intricate steps of ethical living. In the cosmic ballet, the mentor becomes a trusted partner, not just echoing in their company, but lingering in your thoughts, guiding your steps, even when they're mere whispers in the rhythm of existence. So, my friend, let the dance of life unfold. Embrace the blushes, the spontaneous notes, and the harmonies of existence. I encourage you to not merely observe the dance, but to be an active participant. Life is not a series of prescribed moves, but a dynamic, ever-changing dance, and to fully experience it, one must engage with the unpredictable and join the cosmic ballet. In this dance, the mentor becomes a companion who encourages you not to fear the twists and turns, but to embrace them, to see them as integral parts of the ever-evolving choreography. Dance with a mentor not as a strict ruler, but as a partner in the cosmic ballet, moving through the steps of life with grace and authenticity. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Life is a continuous dance of change, and in embracing it, we find the true essence of our being. In the dance of existence, let the music guide you, and remember the steps may be unpredictable, but it's within this unpredictability that the true beauty of the dance unfolds. On old age. In the intricate tapestry of existence, every corner unfolds with the subtle hues of time. My recent sojourn to the country estate where the stones of my own age crumbled prompted reflections on the dance between life and aging. Life is not a linear progression, but a dynamic dance where each step bears the mark of our participation. The lament over the aging house echoes the illusion of permanence. Life is a constant flow or river of experiences that shape and reshape the landscape of our existence. A house, much like the body, is a vessel for the spirit, subject to the ebb and flow of time. The flaws are not a testament to negligence, but a reminder of life's impermanence. The gnarled branches of the plane trees could be likened to the twists and turns of our individual journeys. The bailiff, swearing by a protecting deity, defended his efforts to nurture these trees, acknowledging their age. The dance of life encompasses both growth and decay, and beauty lies in embracing the entire spectrum. The encounter with the elderly individual at the door unveils a poignant reality. The recognition of the dotard echoes the interconnected nature of all existence. We are threads in the vast tapestry of life, where one's journey outward is intertwined with the collective journey of humanity. The revelation that Felicio, once a pet slave, had aged reflects the universal nature of the human experience, inevitable yet profound. The call to cherish and love old age takes a profound turn. Rather than seeing it as a mere stage, it becomes an opportunity to dive into the richness of experience. Old age becomes a reservoir of wisdom and a unique vantage point from which to appreciate the tapestry of one's existence. The concept that life's greatest pleasures are reserved for the downward slope aligns with the emphasis on the present moment. Pleasures aren't confined to youth or specific milestones. They are embedded in the ongoing dance of life. Each moment becomes a note in the cosmic symphony, with the most beautiful chords revealed in the later movements. The defiance of the objection that it's a nuisance to face death resonates with the teachings on mortality. Instead of fearing death, The invitation is to confront it, recognizing it as an integral part of the dance. The interconnectedness of life and death is emphasized, emphasizing that one cannot exist without the other. The idea of lifespan being divided into interconnected circles aligns with the philosophy of interconnectedness. Each circle from birth to the last day is a part of the larger cosmic dance. These circles are not isolated. They are threads woven into the fabric of existence, creating a rich and diverse tapestry. Picuvus' daily burial sacrifice takes on a profound depth. Rather than a morbid ritual, it becomes a celebration of life, echoing the view that life and death are not opposing forces but complementary aspects of the same cosmic dance. Every day Picuvus declares he has lived his life. Such a celebration is a testament to embracing the entirety of one's existence. As I conclude this letter, I bring you a saying in the spirit of true freedom. It is wrong to live under constraint, but no man is constrained to live under constraint. True freedom is found in embracing the dance of life unrestricted by external pressures. In the grand symphony of existence, let us dance with the wisdom of age, celebrate the interconnectedness of all life stages, and find freedom in the boundless dance of the present moment. Life is not a destination. It's a dance, and every step, whether in youth or old age, contributes to the harmonious melody of the cosmos. On groundless fears. In the cosmic symphony of existence, I sense the rich tapestry of your spirit, my dear friend. Long before you adorned yourself with the pearls of sagacious maxims, you were already dancing with the currents of life, taking pride in your spirited contest with the capricious forces of fortune. This dance gains an even more profound resonance now, having grappled with fortune's twists and turns, testing the mettle of your inner resolve. It is indeed through such cosmic duels that our inner strength acquires an unwavering conviction. Imagine, if you will, the prize fighter entering the arena not with trepidation but with a profound sense of self-assurance. This is the individual who has felt the sting of defeat, who has seen their own blood, heard the rattling of teeth beneath the adversary's fists, yet risen each time with greater defiance. It is in this crucible of struggle and resilience that the authentic spirit is forged, a spirit that refuses to be shackled by the external vicissitudes of life. As we navigate the intricate dance between self and circumstance, allow me to weave an additional thread into the fabric of your understanding. Lucilius, consider this. There exist more things that have a potential to unsettle our equilibrium than to outright shatter it. Our suffering, more often than not, is an elaborate choreography of the mind's own creation, a dance of the imagination far exceeding the reality of our experiences. In my musings, I choose not to adopt the stern cadence of the stoic, but rather to serenade you with a gentler melody. In the grand theater of life, the Stoics might declare the cries and groans as inconsequential, yet you and I recognize the resonating truth within these expressions. Picture the prize fighter, yes, but also visualize the cosmic dance in which we all partake. Life, my dear friend, is a dance of energies, a cosmic ballet where we encounter both the harmonious and the discordant. Let us delve into the heart of your experiences, contemplating not just the battles, but the dance itself. The mind and nimble dancer often fashions elaborate spectacles of dread when the signs point to none. It twists words of ambiguity into dire prophecies and magnifies personal grievances into grand tragedies. Life, however, is not a tragedy. It is a grand improvisational dance. Consider this counsel. Do not let unhappiness precede the crisis, for the dangers that cast shadows on your path may never materialize. They are but fleeting shadows, illusions created by the interplay of light and darkness. Some torments trouble us far beyond their due measure. Others arrive prematurely, like uninvited guests at life's cosmic soiree. Some torments, however, torment us without just cause, like phantom pains that linger in the absence of any visible injury. Now let us explore the realms of fear and anticipation. The mind, like a deft storyteller, weaves tales of future woes, anticipating troubles that may never unfold. Consider the possibility that your proofs of future trouble are as insubstantial as the wind, more often troubled by apprehensions than by imminent threats. Rumor, that mischievous storyteller, often unsettles our minds with tales that are unauthenticated and unwarranted. In the grand tapestry of life, idle rumors disturb us the most. Truth, you see, has definite boundaries, while uncertainty yields itself to the wild speculation of the mind. No fear is as ruinous and uncontrollable as panic, fear, an irrational dance where the mind surrenders to the chaos of uncertainty. Let prudence be your guide, my friend, and contemplate with a resilient spirit even when uncertainties stare you in the face. Consider the dance between hope and fear, for in this cosmic ballet, each step is an opportunity to express the boundless creativity of the universe. Time, my dear Lucilius, is a precious currency, and you may find solace in looking forward to better things. The mind at times conjures false shapes of evil where none exist. Do not let your imagination be the puppeteer of your suffering. As you contemplate the dance of hope and fear, remember that life is an ever-changing spectacle. The unexpected often happens, and the expected frequently takes alternate routes. Even when the storm clouds gather on the horizon, consider the possibility that they may disperse before reaching your shores. Life, my dear friend, is a cosmic improvisation, and the script is not set in stone. Now, to seal this missive, let me impart a timeless message. The fool, with all his other faults, has this also: he is always getting ready to live. Ponder these words, my esteemed Lucilius, and discern the profound truth they hold. Reflect on the fickleness of those who, even at the brink of the grave, lay new foundations for life and build fresh hopes. Your path, my friend, aligns not with the stern dictates of doctrine, but with the dance of your own nature. Enhance and amplify the inherent goodness within you, for in this cosmic ballet your steps resonate with the harmonies of the universe.